Hi, and welcome to the MTG Real Estate Tools training video for the buyer transaction report. So when you log into the application, you will see this drop-down box up here where you can choose the buyer transaction report. And then over here on the left-hand side, there will be a button that says Add New. So what you want to do is for every new transaction that you have and or new buyer, you will create a new data record, which will show up down here once you save it. So if you click on the Add New button, you'll be brought to the buyer transaction template. You enter the client name in here. I'm going to use an example one, and then you change basically all of the green input sections to generate what is the due from or due to the purchaser. And in this case, I'm going to change a couple of these sale prices. I put some mortgage loan amounts in here. Over here, basically, this is the tax calculation. So you want to put in the most recent taxes paid on the property that you are looking to sell or buy. Put the start of the year in here. Obviously, for this is January 2021, and then you put the close date in here. And then that close date basically generates what are the prorated tax amounts that the seller would have to actually have in there. And this section down here is the prepaid interest. So let's say this is closing on August 28th. The beginning of the next month would be 9/1. So there's 4 days of interest. So that's $86 here. Obviously, this is just a mid-month calculation. And this down here is basically the property tax calculation. So how many months of the property taxes do you have to have in the escrow account? So you can change this. If it's only 5, then obviously this number changes. Property taxes goes down. And then based on all these inputs, it shows you what is due from or due to the borrower. And in this case, based on the options that we put in up here of a buy price of 500, 750, and $1 million, the amount that the borrower or the buyer would have to bring to the table is 266, 516, and 746. So this is just one example of how you create a buyer transaction template to give your buyers a good sense of what is going to be needed at the time of closing. And then what you want to do is when you're done with this, you click Save, and it's going to save a new record for you. So when you go back into the application side and you're looking at your data, there should be a new record for each of the transaction templates that you save. And there is no limit to how many of these data records you can have. So you can see here is the example that I just did. And if you want to come in and edit this data record, let's say you go back and forth with the buyer, you come over here into the Actions button and you click Edit, and then it'll take you right back to the same data set, the same data record, and you can change any of the information that you want in here after you converse with the buyer if you want to change the buyer price options. So it's just a good tool to manage the expectations of the buyer. If you have any other questions or if you have any input on ways to improve, please shoot me an email at mtgrealestate2021@gmail.com. Thank you very much.